Page 27, two tunes at once. This is cool. I like this kind of stuff. It's polyphonic. Poly means multiple. Phonic means sound, multiple sounds. What they're doing is they're taking two melodies, two completely different melodies, and they're playing both melodies at the same time. And some melodies go together and some don't. And it's fun. This is one of the things I used to do when I was arranging music, is I would figure out different melodies that could go together, and I'd stick them both in to see if people could catch it, just for fun. But in the first melody, the right hand, you have this. Yeah, it's a very famous melody. In the left hand, you have this. And then you put them both together. So when you're learning this, go ahead and learn it thoroughly, one hand at a time, so you get really an idea of how you want to shape each melody. So it's here. Because they don't really give you any dynamics or anything. You may have to pencil them in, and it'll be separate for each line, because you got two melodies going on at the same time, and one melody might want to get loud in one spot, where another melody might want to get loud in a different spot, and you get to figure all that out. I could sit here and tell it to you, but it's more fun if you'll figure it out. So in the left hand, it's... So when it comes time to putting them together, first, just focus on the notes, forget the melodies. Just play each note as it needs to. Just figure them out. Watch the fingering. Don't worry about listening to anything. Just get the notes. So get the notes first. Now I do have a couple fingering suggestions here. In the right hand, in the first line, the fingering is good. Watch what they're doing with the thumb. Thumb here on the second measure, and again for the last beat of the second measure. That's good. Second line, you're coming down, you're going to play the first G. I suggest you play the second G in that measure with second finger. So that's the first measure of the second line, so it's here, 1, 2. So you're in this position. Now you're ready to go on. And then the second measure, rather than doing this, you can if you want, it's unnecessary. You can go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't have to cross over. You're going to get that chord occasionally, so that's not really a weird fingering. It's actually used. The third line is the same as the first line, and then the last line, it's 1, 2. So you're in position to go on. And then in the last measure, it's a 2, 5. Because the last two measures, all those notes together, is a chord, and that's the fingering for the chord, and that's how I finger it. So it's the last two measures. There's nothing wrong with 1, 5. It's just a style of fingering that I use, where once I have it for the chord, I'm going to stay there as long as I can. I don't want to move my hands if possible. Then in the left hand, watch the fingering here. They're starting out third finger. They don't give you fingering on each of these, so just stay in this position. Then you reach up an octave. Second line, it's 2 on the G. And I recommend a 4 on the E, second measure, because those notes taken together is a chord. Start with the last note of the first line is here. Next, that's fingering for it. So that's how I would finger that. Then the fourth finger has to come down. And then here, etc. Now to get down to the last line, and you're here. Again, a fourth finger on the E, and then second measure is 3, 3, and then a 1, cross under. This way you're in position to go down an octave for the last note. Here. Of course, they tell you 1, I'm just telling you 1 again, too. Then you slowly put the things together. Don't worry about any melodies. Just get the notes and the feeling of both hands working together, because the fingers are all doing different things, really. So that's all you're focusing. Really slowly, and in time you'll be able to speed it up, and as you speed it up, then you'll start hearing the melodies, and once you can get to that point, then you can start putting in the dynamics and the flow and all the cool stuff that makes it music. These kind of things are very tricky to do, but they're a lot of fun. It's a good challenge.